Okay, so today we're going over how to write our equations from our parabola. So during class we went over this. So just what my a, b, and c value mean in my quadratic equation. So changing my a value makes my parabola skinnier or wider. For it to be skinnier, I'm going to have a value that is a greater absolute value. For it to be wider, it's going to be less than. If I change my a value, I'll shift my vertex diagonally. So since my vertex formula is negative b over 2a, if I change my a, that'll give me a different vertex. Same thing with my b value. If I change that, I'll get a different vertex. And then if I change the c value, that shifts my vertex, my whole parabola, up or down. We also know that the c value is my y-intercept. So this allows us to write an equation for our quadratic equations. So first thing that I'm going to say is we're going to make the distinction that a value is either 0.5, negative 0.53, or negative 3. There could be infinite possibilities if we didn't narrow it down. So first, when I graph this, I get negative 1, 6, 0, 3, 1, positive 6, 2, 3. So my parabola looks something like this. Once I determine that my parabola is facing down, I know that my a value has to be negative. We talked about that earlier this chapter. So that eliminates both of those positive numbers. And then since this is a skinnier graph, if it was fatter, it would go out like this. So since I know it's a skinny graph, then I know that it has to be negative 3. So a value is equal to negative 3. And again, I know that because since it's facing downward and it's skinny, the skinny graph has a larger absolute value for the a value. If it's fatter, it's going to be closer to 0. If it's wider, it'll be further away from 0. So once I have my a value, then I have negative b over 2a. And that'll equal my vertex. My vertex is, right there, because I could draw my axis of symmetry. And so that is equal to positive 1. And so when I do negative b, I know my a value is negative 3, so 2 times negative 3 gives me negative 6. So negative b over negative 6 is going to equal 1. So the b value that I would plug in then to get that to equal 1 is going to be 6. So if I plugged in a 6 for b, I'd get negative 6 on the top, negative 6 on the bottom. When I divide them, I get 1. And the last thing is my c value. My c value is always my y-intercept. This one runs into my... So look at my graph, figure out where my parabola meets with the y-axis, and that will be 3. So I'll have my equation of negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 3. So that would be my my equation. So that's estimating my equation. And that's it.